Hello traders, welcome to the weekly watch list. I am your host, the Option Addict from www.tradingaddicts.com. Let's start off with a little bit of market analysis and we'll hop into a couple of trading ideas. So according to news headlines, federal government has proposed a $700 billion bailout. Now, the futures markets haven't quite opened yet at the time that I'm putting together this little video here, but I imagine there's going to be quite a reaction. Last week, we just went through an amazing burst of volatility to the downside and then sharply right back up to the upside. I don't think that trend is going to stop anytime soon. So, before we start getting into these trading ideas, make sure you are trading a small position size, make sure you're properly diversified, and make sure you're not allocating a tremendous amount of capital to the market right now. In my opinion, it'd be best to just sit back and play it safe. Anyway, in terms of economic data we have coming out this week, existing home sales and GDP were the two things that I saw that could make the market move a little bit this week. But more importantly, we're going to be watching the financials. We're going to be worried about how financial stocks are going to react without the ability to short sell. I myself, being the option addict, I'm pretty concerned about our options market, especially in financials. In fact, if you're an option trader, I wouldn't trade financials this week. Whether you're long or short, it doesn't matter. If your market maker doesn't have the capability to short stock to hedge risk, he's going to pass the disadvantage on to you. So I'm sure you saw this happen on Friday when stocks opened higher. The options market just had enormous spreads. It was almost as if the market maker, being pretty upset about what was going on in the news, decided just to widen spreads. And you know what? If that's going to be the case, that puts us at a tremendous disadvantage. So this week, make sure you're trading ultra liquid stocks, the most liquid of the liquid. Stay away from financials, stay away from headline risk type groups right now. And even at that, just be careful trading options. If you can trade stock instead, I would recommend that you do so. Because if you're going to be right about your option picking and your analysis, if you're going to be right on the trade and then not be able to exit at a reasonable price, it doesn't make sense to even bother trading right now. So I'm going to continue to monitor this. I'm going to see how option spreads continue to play out heading into this week's worth of trading. But I mean, if that's the hand that we're being dealt here, then I'm going to fold straight up. I'll be trading stock this week if that's going to be the case. So anyway, moving along into our trading ideas this week, I'm going to throw some dips, some rips, some breakouts and breakdowns at you, so buckle up. Alright, so this week's price patterns as we go forward and look at these. A couple of these are going to be repeats from last week's list, and the others are going to be fresh ideas for this week. But I'm going to start off with one of the ones I was watching last week, and that is Genzyme, ticker symbol GENZ. And you might want to go through line charts this week to kind of filter out some of the noise. But I'm still watching this as what could be a head and shoulders pattern. It's trading right here up at about 80, 81, which was kind of the level. If it goes higher than 81, I'd hop out of the trade. But as it sits right here, still looking for this last and final shoulder here to complete and see prices start to roll over. So if that is the case, look for a drop down here, first target to 75, and then of course measure the width of the neckline up to the head, forward project that downward, and you should see the stock in the high 60s. Next we're going to look at Papa John's, ticker symbol PZZA. I'm going to go back over to the candle charts here, and what you'll see is, I'm watching this, is kind of an ascending triangle. Stock popped out, so we did get the big move, we did get the confirmation, so look to buy dips here on the upside of resistance, which should be about $29.5, $30 per share. Next is BTU, and keep an eye on the energy space, commodities right now, because what we're seeing here lately is that the long-term downtrends have really kind of subsided here for the moment, and BTU as an example, kind of a double bottom here, and as of Friday, breaking out of resistance, so you might consider buying dips back here to this old resistance level. But you'll see the same thing in some of the energy stocks I've been watching, like Devon Energy, ticker symbol DVN. Here you have kind of a longer term double bottom, watching for a breakout of this level right through here. You can also look at Apache, ticker symbol APA, and you'll see a similar thing here, breaking out already. And even in materials here, ticker symbol FCX, Freeport McMoran. Short term, you can see two bottoms, not exactly at the same level, but they don't have to be. And we're right about to break out of this level here, about 75. Confirms that. So these trends might be going through some reversals right now. If crude oil continues to rise, if the dollar continues to get beaten down, if we start to go through more inflationary pressures, you're going to see a little bit of a reversal going on in these groups. So keep them on your radar. Next is FSYS. I think I've been watching this for about the last 3 watch lists or so. We can just extend these lines a little bit lower. We haven't quite broken out yet, but I think we might finally see that happen this week. So keep an eye on this one. Next, ticker symbol MASI. What I'm watching here is an ascending triangle. It's working its way up towards resistance. It might not break out on this attempt, but that's okay. If we get a little bit of a dip right back down to, let's say, about $39, $40 per share, I think you can buy this here. Next is Express Scripts. This has been on the radar for a while. We got the flag, we got the breakout. It came back down, it retested, it's up, it's down. A lot of volatility going on here lately, but keep in mind, with this one, what I'm watching is the 5-year chart. Nice triangle formation, a breakout, a retest, and longer term, I think this thing continues this nice little trend higher, as you can see. Next is ticker symbol HOLX, and I'm watching this as a descending triangle. It's a cheap stock, and obviously it continues to get cheaper, but right now, I like the fact that you can have a nice little anticipatory entry point here at resistance as it rolls over, and then if it breaks support, again, this measures a pretty big move to the downside, about 6 points, and for a $20 stock, it's not too bad. Next is LifePoint, ticker symbol LPNT. You can see this flag still in existence right now. It's trading right at old resistance as new support. So I kind of like this. I'll watch and see if it stabilizes this week. If not, I like the fact that you can place a bet here and be very easy to manage. Next is McCormick, ticker symbol MKC. What I like about this one is I might have to switch over to a line chart here to filter it out. But to me, what it looks like we have here is a reversal and a retest. So let me go back over to candle charts and see what I'm talking about. We broke down here on Thursday and we popped right back up. Even though we had a nice wide range, we popped right back up to 40. And so if this level holds, I expect this to continue and roll itself lower and test these prior lows again. Next is Rent-A-Center. We've had this one on the radar for quite a while. I talked about buying the breakout of this triangle, which would have worked pretty well. Stock popped, and now it's coming right back down to retest old resistance as new support. We like to look for these dips once these breakouts confirm. So if you can get this stock right around here, let's call it 23.5 or so. I like this as a bullish opportunity. Couple more. Cracker Barrel, CBRL. The ascending triangle here is working. So if it wants to break out, hey, we'll let it. This could be a pretty good move to the upside as some of the restaurant stocks are breaking out. Next is ticker symbol DLTR, Dollar Tree. And this looks like a potential double top. You can see it going on right here. About a $4 range for this stock. And if it breaks below, let's call it 37.5. We could see this as a low $30 stock. I'd say about right through here, 33, 32. So that's what I got for the week, folks. Again, I don't expect this volatility to subside whatsoever. And with the high VIX right here, with implied volatility levels trading off the charts, it might make sense to maybe switch up your strategy here a little bit. Maybe look to start selling premium as opposed to paying money for it. And with all the wild price movements, it might be good just to do some out-of-the-money spreads, sit back, and capitalize on the passage of time and the decay of volatility. So you folks have a good trading week this week. Make sure you're keeping it safe and keeping it real. This has been The Option Addict. That's my watch list. Thanks for watching. Take care.
The Zen philosopher Basho once wrote, "A flute with no holes is not a flute, and a donut with no hole is a Danish."